Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers. Welcome to another edition of Krabby McCoffee, also known as Airy Sky. If you're new to the channel, hit the like, subscribe, thumbs up. If you're a comer backer, welcome. School is now in session. So there's a question out there that people have been emailing me about is why is prepping dead? Well, why is prepping dead? I go to a prepper's channel and you got one guy talking nuclear war, one guy talking about civil war, one guy sitting there not knowing what to do. And then you got you who's focused primarily on prepping with the occasional borderline discussion about your roommate. So I'm writing to ask, blah, blah, blah. Why is prepping dying? Well, that's a good question, you see. One of the questions was simple. Why is prepping dying? I'll tell you. Because too many people are so comfortable right now, right? That it goes like this. You see, you get a notice in the mail, right? And school is in session. And that notice goes like this. We're taking away your food stamps in March. You're going to get a lower amount. You might get $15 a month. Thank you for being on the pandemic relief. You see, if you're basically turning around and you're spending that kind of money, right? These people are turning around and not prepping properly. I've split my money up half in preps, half in food. Now, let me tell you the story about half in preps, half in food, right? It goes like this. When it does that for that, right? It works, but people say, why is it dying? Well, simple. No one believes in it anymore. You see, during the Trump administration, people didn't prep. They said, oh, he's Messiah, he's a God, he's this, he's that, right? But during the Obama administration, Biden and Obama administration, the preppers are prepping. Oh, the world's going to go down the toilet. Then you had the conspiracy theorist people talking about Bush Sr., and et cetera, going down the toilet tube. Nothing happened, right? Then all of a sudden, love you guys, by the way. You guys mean the world to me. All of a sudden, what do you preppers do? We tune into a guy who's talking about nuclear war all the time, and you're standing around. You're one of these followers. Okay, I'm not going to belittle you, but you're sitting there watching this guy's YouTube channel, and you're saying, "Hey, hurry it up! Nothing's happened. No nuclear bombs, no nuclear missiles." And then you got to ask yourself, are you this? What is it? That word where you like to dish out this much pain. Do you like pain? Do you want to see the world implode? Are you one of these people that want the world to be destroyed because you think the world wants the toilet? There's people out there that do that. But they're losing faith. They're losing faith in the big man upstairs letting someone push a red button and nuking everything because they don't want to live for whatever reason. They think the world's too corrupt. All right. To me, get some help. Right. Then you got the second type that is dying off. The second type that believed in the preppers. Oh, we're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to do this. Well, then these preppers said, we're going to have a red wave. We're going to do this. We're going to still prep. Everything's good. You go to their channels, right? Some of these preppers. What are they talking about? Politics. See, when I bring up politics in my channel, I bring it up as in, you better prep because of these situations. I don't sit there and say, oh, yeah, Trump did this. Trump. No, if you want political channels, go to their political channels. There's plenty on YouTube. I will support on you going to. But if you want an all-down-to-earth prepping channel that gives you facts instead of sitting around twiddling your thumb, then, think about it. There's people out there that message me and they say, Rita, Krabby, Rita, your coffee talks are great because you get to the point. Sometimes you make them 3-4 hours for your friends, but we like the shorter versions. Well, here's the deal. The deal's this: you preppers, think about it. Why are they losing? Why is it dying up? Because no one believes. Think about it. One set wants nuclear war when they didn't happen. Second set wants a banking collapse, right? And they're sitting there and they hear things like, just get the banking collapse, let's reset our economy, and we can be the chosen party, right? Same time, we got the Republican Party, then Democrats duking it out for raising the debt ceiling. They got till what? June? Till the money runs out, so until June, right? No, we think we can hammer out a deal if we get bipartisan support, yada, 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 right? Meanwhile, when and if the government turns around with the help of God, a healthy dose of God, love God, by the way, this God decides he's not going to let you guys, okay, this is the thing, okay, let me just tell you a story about God, okay? I love God. Now, as long as you believe in Jesus, you're saved, right? But I do think sometimes God still punishes. That's just my belief, all right? Now, I'm not going to ram my belief down. You're here for Prepping Channel, but I want to tell you this. This is incorporated into the Prepping Channel. Why? And by the way, if this video is between 10 and 15 minutes, I apologize. I'm making a statement here. So, this is very important for my channel and for you preppers. He could be punishing you guys. Think about it. He won't give you your nuclear war because there's too many people, too many religious fanatics that want abortion. And God, he lets everyone have freedom of choice and free will. And yet, what is he seeing? His creations being told, no, you got to have a baby if you're raped. No, you can't have a sex change. You got to be a baby factory, and you got to be a sperm producer or a baby popper or whatever, right? And I'm not going to be negative towards the trans community. I'm just saying this is what they're trying to do. I mean, look, they're worried about their species being extinct. And then, the other day, right, we talk about politics, right? The other day, I was having dinner last night. We're talking about something, right? One of the topics came out. There's this guy, right? Maybe he's gay. Maybe he's, reminds me of my husband, the guy that had served us last night. Great guy, but he had a beard, and anyways, the story goes, we were talking about why see, the advocates I was working with are not just victims advocate, but they're social workers and everything else. I help out too in the community when I can. When we were talking about prepping, we were talking about why these things are happening. And I'll tell you, one of the things you got to really worry about in 2024 is election time again. And the reason for you to say that is because, they're basically worried that the African Americans and Hispanics are going to be outranking them. But think about it this way, okay? Like I said, I apologize, the video is a little long. Problem is, as you're a prepper, you got to basically look at the various things. You're prepping because you got two sides of the fence. You got the blue coats and the red coats. Blue coats are Democrats. They want abortions. They want abortions paid for. They want sex changes paid for. They want same-sex marriages, which is great. I support same-sex marriage. Everyone should live in misery if they want. They support food stamps. They support, then you got all these people, right? Well, let me tell you about a problem, okay? They say no socialism, right, in this country. The Republicans passed a bill that said no socialism, and that could divide civil war. But the problem isn't about no socialism. The Republicans are stupid for one reason. You see, one of my prepping channels, I always tell you about prepping and why to prep. You see, you could sit there and get a letter saying no food stamps coming next month. You're getting no pandemic levels, right? I'll tell you why you're getting no pandemic level. It's because to them, they've been so wrong about this this flu-like symptoms problem that, you just go into bed and feel like crap. If you end up in the ER and a respirator, that's a different story. But if you survive it all, I mean, think about it. It's basically flu-like symptoms. Now, a lot of you out there that are preppers have asked, why is it dying? It's because no one has faith anymore. Not faith in the Lord, faith in seeing what's around. I mean, look, there's people out there that are living off of your dime, watching videos and making 5-minute video. They get 1 million subscribers and they get 1 million hits or 2 million hits or 3 million hits, and they've just bankrolled you talking about the latest 911 emergency. Or they could have done a 20-minute video. People listen to their ranting, and yet you don't see a nuclear bomb going off yet. This is why people send me messages and say, oh, did you see this video? I got moderators that send me videos of other preppers. And let me tell you, some of these preppers that, I subscribe to, they know about me. And let me tell you, they see my videos and some of them email me and they say, hey, you make a good topic, because we're not thinking about anything but using YouTube as a platform to make money. And yet, their money is petering out due to the fact that there's no nuclear war or there's no civil war. And people, I keep telling you, prep for nuclear war because, there's going to be a time when it happens and we're all going to be caught off guard. But these people, they want it now. They're like the little kid eating all the ice cream in the ice cream store and candy in the candy store and then finding out with the stomach ache that nothing happened, and they're giving up. I mean, literally, in the 80s, it was all about the Cold War. And then when Cold War ended, supposedly, nothing happened. I mean, literally, do you really think, Putin could be off his rocker, okay, but as a prepper, you got to ask yourself, what are you prepping for? If you're here there to watch channels and stuff, a lot of preppers are tuning to political videos because right now that's how they're making their bread and butter. Remember what I said a long time ago? When stimulus checks petered out, people are going to have to reinvent themselves. Some big online video games like WoW and showing what they can do in WoW, Guild Wars 2, and Black Desert Online and others. But, there's a lot of people out there, right? All they want to talk about is politics. I could. But you know what? Before I go and do politic videos, I want to hear from you, the viewers that views my channel. What are you here for? Because frankly, no one tells me except they can't. They say I get to the point. And they like my short videos. So the point is, think about it. Chew on it. Do I need to make political videos? No, because there's nothing to report. Do I go through the news feed every morning to see if there's anything that can escalate to nuclear war? Yes. Do I read something about escalation for my prepping to prep properly for civil war? Yes. Do I look at things where I got to tell you guys, that we're going to change? Yes. Now, you're prepping because you want to prep. You're prepping because you know something's coming. You know in your bones something's going to happen. There's others that don't even have any faith. They think Uncle Sam's going to take care of him. And now, my advocate, by the way, said, did you get the notice yet in the mail? No. She said a lot of families are going to be hurting. I had dinner last night with someone, right? But anyways, I'll explain that in another video. So please stay tuned for that one. So please just think about it. Why is prepping dying? Because everyone's lost their hope. Why? Because they thought it'd be a red wave and they'd control everything. When that didn't happen, some of them are still prepping, but they're losing revenue. They don't really truly know what's going on in the world. They're just basically drawing on politics now because they have to reinvent themselves about, President Potato Head and Kamala and others, and and then the news feeds. Go look at the right wing and left wing media. They're basically slinging mud at each other. They're not getting to the crux of the problem, and the problem is there's things that the media is hiding. Yeah. But we'll get to that in another video. So please add and subscribe. Please post comments, leave feedback, suggestions, hit the like, subscribe button. Tell some fun for your family, including your dogs, cats, your bunnies, your service dogs, your service bunnies. Hit the bell notification, thumbs up button, subscribe button, and keep the comments nice as always. School is now out. And thank you for your time. God bless you, and good night.